definitely taking a pause, connecting to the breath. Hi, Monica Murillo here, and welcome to my channel on how to live your best life with inner peace. That's a big one, right? How do we do it? Like, how does that come into fruition? And how did I implement a daily practice or a way of living? It is a way of living. To have inner peace is a way of living, a way of being. And I'm very passionate about it because it works. It works. It has worked for me, and I know that when I'm teaching it, I've seen a difference too with my clients and my students. That when we finish doing a practice, like whether it's yoga or a meditation, there's just those little mini tools of exercises that we can do. And I'm here to share with you on this channel how my life is growing into having a better life, and especially being, I'm close to 60, and I noticed, turning 50, there was a huge shift that was happening in my life, especially for a woman. My going through menopause, and my body was changing, and I just realized that if I don't connect better with myself in a loving way, I'm going to feel, I was starting to feel stuck in a sense. And there was just so many things that I had to decide. One, let go of what I thought I was. And I keep on doing that, keep on shedding. So I let go of that what I thought I was. And I was also releasing responsibilities and my control and acceptance. I was coming into acceptance of a new way of living, an exciting way of living. And I also took more time, the space in between, the pause in between, which is what I teach from, to take this little mini breaks or centering. And that has really helped me a lot. And so this is what I'm going to share with you, and how it makes me feel, and how it makes my clients feel, which I've noticed a difference. So for example, sometimes we wake up, we're rested. Sometimes we're not rested. But let's say you're not rested. Let's say that you wake up and you feel already agitated. Acceptance in how you feel is the first step. So you take a moment, maybe you just, don't go onto your phone or try to just put it aside, and just take a couple of minutes for you to ground yourself before you begin the day. And if you just take a moment to check in to see how you're feeling, you accept how you're feeling, because some days are great and some days are not. Some days you have the energy, some days you don't. Some days you're calm, sometimes you're nervous and you're agitated. And everything shifts all the time. But what is consistent is having a practice that you can count on. So it's almost like, if you have a beautiful routine in the morning, I always call it a beautiful routine because I like my morning routines. But you get your water in the morning, you make your tea, your coffee, you enjoy it. Giving yourself time to enjoy that instead of rushing. If you feel like you're rushed in the morning, because starting your morning really sets the tone for the day. So if you are feeling rushed, wake up just a little bit early, just even 10 minutes earlier, or plan at night a little bit of things that you have ready. But the most important thing is give yourself 10 minutes extra to just have that quiet, and you will so appreciate it when you just sit there. I will depending where you live, but if I open the window, I want to hear if the birds are starting to wake up and talk, and I feel the air on my face. And then even when I take my dog out, I love to just take my time and just get the fresh air. And again, I try to make sure I have enough time to do things. And I know that is difficult depending on the stage of your life. I would probably say I would talk more about the stage of what it's like after 50, because this is what it's relatable for me right now. And it's a time to really pay attention and nurture yourself. And in order to do that, you need to take little pauses to check in to see how you're feeling. And then you gauge from there. Sometimes, especially, so if we feel like anxious or low or depressed, just move yourself, move the body, listen to some music, get some fresh air. Do something, just a little something to change your energy. This lifts up your vibration. That's another thing. Patterns, old patterns, we might be attached to, and those attachments might keep us in a lower vibration. So what does that mean? It means that, that self-talk, I have to catch myself all the time. It's like that self-talk about, you can't do this. It's too late. It's too late in your life, Monica, to do this. And I'll be like, why am I thinking that? Why do I want to sabotage all the good things that I'm working on? Well, this might happen to you as well, because what I've noticed, 50 and up, is either people are making a change for the better, in the sense that they're really taking care of their well-being, or they're giving up. And giving up, we don't have to do that. And when I say there's no judgment, but when you feel stuck when you feel stuck and you're not doing anything about it, that's kind of giving up. There are ways to nurture yourself and to replenish your energy and to get excited about things. An example, so like it's the weather right now is overcast, and I know people get affected a lot by the weather. They love, if it's sunny, living in Montreal, Canada, a lot of people get affected by the winter. And then when the spring comes, they want the weather to be really nice. And I completely understand that. But we can't control the weather. We have to be grateful about what we receive and why it's coming to us. And so what I try to do is, well, maybe I'm going to rest in those times, like not rushing around, or maybe I'll work on something or read a good book. There's always the projects that we could, creative projects. That's the best part. If we find something, a creative project to do, that gets our creative energy and our juices flowing, and it just makes life so much more interesting. So that's definitely one element that I wanted to share with you today is, having that inner peace. There's different ways to approach it. Definitely taking a pause, connecting to the breath, noticing how you're feeling, And if you can do that a few times during the day, you're going to see that it really opens you up. See, because what happens is that we get so overwhelmed and we put too much on our plate, and we have to ask ourselves, do we need to do everything? Can we let go of certain things that we think we're responsible for? And I know as a mother, I get it. I totally get it. I feel that. I still feel that. However, I have to say, you know what? I send love. I pray for the well-being of my children. And I do the best. I do the best to make sure I take care of my well-being so I can take care of them. But then also I allow them to discover how they want to take care of themselves. And I know that I'll say to my kids, like we'll have a discussion, check in to see how they're doing. And I will say, how do you want to handle this situation? What do you think feels right for you? Because that's how I deal with myself. I will say, Monica, how do you feel with this? Like, that's another thing you could do. You could have like a third person conversation with yourself. I approach that all the time. Yes, you are doing well. Is that right? Is that a thought that's healthy for you, Monica? So on. So that's definitely really a great way to approach feeling, I guess, that softness, that less like pressure to be to pressure on ourselves and being hard on ourselves. And that's something that to be aware of, right? Are you being hard on yourself? Are you judging yourself too much? Because the more we judge ourselves, criticize ourselves, then we feel so uncomfortable. Then we start projecting outward, and we start doing it to people, frustrations, and we get resentment, and it builds up. All of these things build up, and then what happens? It affects the way our health, and it's just it's a really tough way. It can feel like struggles, and life does not have to be so much of a struggle. So every morning, getting back to what gives me some inner peace is I wake up in the morning, I drink a nice glass of warm water, and I do enjoy my latte after. And I have some things that I read in the morning. And I wanted to share with you, I have a daily meditation, and it's not necessarily I can meditate and sit there for 15, 20 minutes, but sometimes it's usually something that gives me something to contemplate on. So there was this book, one of the books that I'm using is 365 Tao. Tao is a practice, a philosophy, Chinese philosophy in the way of living, the way of life. This book was written by Den Ming Dao, and I wanted to read to you about on page 121 is about sanctuary. What is our sanctuary? So I was trying to find like what they didn't have inner peace, but they refer to so many things about the way of living and the way of being and the philosophy of life. So I was going to read this to you. The golden light skims azure bay, dense air heavy with laurel. Windless dusk smears to night, sonorous pool in a sheltered grove. So that's like a poem that is written. Though this world is turbulent, there are still days and places where we can be afforded some tranquility. When this happens, it is right to rest from the tribulations and striving of being in the world and to take advantage of what is offered. Sometimes it will be the peaceful feeling of the sunset, So that's like it's like, again, the peaceful feeling of sunset. So it's just, connecting with nature, taking a moment and just feel it. Just feel the essence of it. It just brings you into a present moment, that mindfulness moment. When the blazing sun becomes reconciled with the horizon and the sense of acceptance lingers in the air. At other times, it will be the chance to encounter with a secret place, perhaps a grove of trees that promise a mysterious comfort. So going to our local park, there's trees, we can always find a bench to sit on and just take that in. Just take a few minutes. This is what it's referring to, right? To find that tranquility, to find that inner peace. In such private places, we can often find peace. I want to say that again. So in such private places, you find your private place, we can often find peace. Such stillness can even be precious, as when we notice a deep voice, a stream which we were always too busy to hear before. Indeed, sometimes we are so worn out by our daily activities that we forget to notice our need for recharging. I'm just going to read that again. Indeed, sometimes we are so worn out by our daily activities that we forget to notice our need for recharging. Renewal is a profound tonic. The sanctuary and rest, we can prepare to go forth again. There's a lot of burnout, and it's becoming younger and younger. Lots of people are burning out and have lost the rhythm of pacing ourselves. My dad just sent me this beautiful written article about rest and how people feel like they have to be accomplishing something all the time. And I get it. It's just the way the energy is. However, I do notice a difference that when I take little moments of rest, I have more energy. I have more clarity. I'm calmer. I make better decisions. I do the right next best thing for myself and for everyone else. So I would say that feeling that inner peace, that peaceful moment, finding that time for you will really make a difference. So I look forward to, I'm just going to close this up. I look forward to connecting with you again. And I'm just going to continue talking about the journey of how I try to live a better life with inner peace, with well-being, my spiritual practice. We'll see where the wind blows and what I'm going to talk about. And I will be doing a live coming up soon. But what I would love for you is to please comment, to like and subscribe, because I'm trying to grow my viewers, and this will help me to do the lives and share more about my journey of well-being, and also to hear about your journey of well-being. And also to maybe, there's something else we could talk about. So I wish you a beautiful day of love and light, high vibration, and we will see each other again soon. Bye. Definitely taking a pause, connecting to the breath.